I loved this so much. I want to know because I feel like we haven't really seen you like this before. So
Yeah.
what is that what drew you to the role?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when Petey brought it to me, I read it and I was like, and he asked me, he was like, "So what are you thinking? Like who can you see yourself as?" And I was like, "Oh, Millie." I was like, "I think I can really sink into the tonally the aspect of like kind of the over the top aspect of her." And I was like, "I would love to play her. She just seems so fun and twisted."
Yeah, I was gonna say, how fun was it to play? You look like you're having a blast.
Oh, I was having a blast. Like I got into the mindset. I'm like, maybe it's because I'm a little twisted as a human too. Not maybe at the extent of her. But I was like, you know what? I gotta not judge her and I gotta find why she loves what she does. Her being the slam poet that brings the good vibes.
Mhm.
So it was definitely a really fun one to do.
Yeah, when you were like reading about her, like reading the script, what was it about her that really stood out?
I think just the fact that they start, I don't want to give too much away, but
I
they
know it's
just like
hard.
they she starts out as this one thing that you think she is, and then it just turns out to be something so much more. And I was like, ooh, I was like, I like that.
Yeah, that's fun. It's fun to explore for
Yeah.
sure. All right, so are you excited that you get to premiere at Screamfest? That's huge.
Yeah, it's gonna be so amazing. I'm so sad that I can't be there for it. I have a work conflict. But it's gonna be great and I'm gonna be FaceTiming everybody, being like, show me this when I have the time.
That's a big, I mean, Screamfest is
It's
huge. And
very great. So surreal.
at the Chinese theater, like what?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's well deserved as well. I mean,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
it's so much fun and it's so twisted. And I was watching it and I was like, this is so good. And then Pee Wee was telling me that like there's obviously thoughts of like this could definitely expand to like a full movie.
Sure.
So would you come back and reprise the role?
100%. I think there's so many different avenues that can go on storytelling for all three characters. And I think I would love to be a part of that.
Yeah. What was it like on set? Because I always feel like with something like this that seems like it's so fun and like messy, like what is that
It
like?
was very messy for sure.
Was it like were you like I'm trying to say this without spoilers. Were you like finding things on yourself for like days? Did you have to take like a super long shower? Like how?
Oh, 100%. And it's not spoiling anything by saying we used a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Um, fake blood for sure. But oh my goodness, yes, just days of like showering, like, there's a spot that I missed there. But it was so fun playing around with all that.
You know, what are you most excited for people to see and experience with adjoining?
I think just how entertaining it is. I really want people going in just like getting ready for 11 minutes to be entertained and to go through all the twists and turns with us. It's just such a fun one. And we had so much fun doing it. I hope everybody has just as much fun watching it.
I think they will. I mean, I think especially like genre horror fans are really gonna dig what was
Yeah.
done here. Can you talk
Yeah.
about the dynamic with the cast with the other two actors?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm so happy that we had the privilege of being so close, and I got to bring Carter Glade on, who's I've known for years, and we have certain scenes together that are, not the most. Everybody thinks like, oh, kissing scenes, whatever, being a couple with somebody, it's not always the most comfortable when you're on set, even though a lot of people think differently. But being friends with him and being able to talk about it a little bit before, doing some of the excessive smooching and shit was definitely needed because they are in your face kind of people. They are that. We want people to be uncomfortable by the intimacy at times. So having that conversation and just, working with somebody that has your back and is so comfortable, it was definitely great. And then Sid, I just met um when we got there, and she's just incredible. So we wanted to talk a little bit about how our characters were with each other, but we kind of wanted to leave it a mystery for both of us, and we're kind of like surprise me to each
Mhm.
other so we could keep that mystery aspect.
I love it. And I gotta switch gears a little bit. We gotta talk a little bit of Descendants because
Of
of course,
course.
which very different from your
Very different.
character. Very different.
Jane would never.
Never. Can you imagine? That would be
No,
that's another movie. All
I
she
feel
just
like she'd
snaps.
run away crying.
She probably would. But what was it like? Can you just talk about like your experience on the Descendants films? And we're big Descendants fans in our house. So
Oh, I'm so glad. It makes me so happy. Descendants was, I had the best childhood ever. I really did because of it. I'm so grateful. It still feels very surreal for me to be a part of that franchise. But it was just the best. We all just, and everybody says, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, we were a family, whatever, the cliche. It's true. We loved each other all so much. A lot of us still talk. Little memories on my phone pop up of filming Descendants, and I just watch them all the way through every time, and I love listening to the music still as well. But it was amazing. It feels almost like a dream, you know?
I mean, it's their massive Disney franchise, and you're a part of it, which is like everyone knows Descendants. You say Descendants, and people are like, "Oh, I know what that is."
It's wild. It's wild to me, and I absolutely love that I got to play somebody like Jane. I love her. I loved playing her and like watching her grow throughout the movies.
Well, yeah, she did grow. And that's the thing I love about Descendants is all of the characters, they really do go on like this arc of a journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you watch
Yeah,
them
I love
grow
it.
up. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was gonna say, what was the most fun about playing Jane for you?
I think her aspect of going through her insecure phase, and it not turning into something she found externally that helped her be more comfortable. It was something that she found within herself and what she was really good at, like planning the dances and making more friends by being more open. That's how she became more comfortable with herself. And so I really just loved watching her, even though I was in it and playing her. It was cool watching her and watching that happen.
I love it. And I gotta ask you, I mean, there's gonna be more, we know. Would you ever come back? If they asked you and they were like, okay, we're gonna weave in some of the old characters, would you come in? Would you come in?
If they ever asked me, I would absolutely love to. I would love to see what they have in mind for Jane.
I would love to see her come back. I feel like we need more of her journey. I want to know where she's at now.
So do I. It's definitely interesting, but yeah, I think that would be very, very, very fun.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations
Thank
on
you,
adjoining,
Tessa.
which
Thank
was
you.
it's so fun to see. I mean, two completely different roles.
Very true. Very, very different.
Which I guess
Thank
is what's fun
you.
about being an actor, right? You get
Oh,
to
100%. More than half the reason I do the job. It's
amazing.
just different every time.